the roles and the functions that have been devolved are protected. Further to that, Mr. Speaker, it is also our mandate and our duty to ensure that we continue unbundling more of those functions and also ensure that the funds also do follow them. Mr. Speaker, sir, it has happened in the past and it will continue to happen that bills will come before this House as they are coming. The most important thing that we should always ensure that we do is to see that, to ensure that the functions that are devolved, the funds that are supposed to be allocated to the county governments and the oversight role by the county government does not get too much concentrated in the national government. Mr. Speaker, sir, I would want also to request my fellow senators, it is the high time that we look into the State Corporation Act, which gives the PSs a lot of power, and then being members of these committees, of oversight committees, and reporting back to themselves. This has been one of the major impediments into the implementation of the functions and the roles and service delivery by the government to the people. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, sir, maybe it will be prudent for us to look at that act and ensure that when we make formations of regulatory bodies, they are not mandated to be controlled by PSs, but they are delineated from the PSs so that those functions can be, as was foreseen by our commission of the year 2010, given to the county government. Mr. Speaker, sir, equally as important.
Honorable Senators, Senator Veronica Maina, you know better as a member of the panel.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. As it belongs to all those functions that belong to the county government must be protected, and all these regulatory bodies that the national government purports to want to formulate to be oversighted or to be controlled by the PSs, we must refrain from that. We must discourage that, and one of the ways, Mr. Speaker, sir, will be to look at the State Corporation Act, which requires that PSs, in particular line ministries, oversight those state bodies so that we do not crawl back on the devolved units. Mr. Speaker, sir, I support.
Senator Ledama.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support the motion that the Senate adopt the report on the Mediation Committee on the Public Finance Management Act, or Bill, Amendment number 16 of 2023. Mr. Speaker, whenever there is dialogue, we make progress. And I think it's about time that we all appreciate that when the framers of the Constitution were drafting the Constitution, what they had in mind was to have a parliament, and the parliament is made up of two houses. When it is the issue of debt, order, Senator Karen,
kindly have your seat. And going forward, honorable senators,
can you save my
I am not here to remind you on a behavior that are expected to uphold once you're in this chamber. I have warned members before, I have read the standing orders before, but apparently it's becoming a habit. The next I'll call a member to order is when I'll be asking them to leave the chamber. Proceed, Senator Ledama.
Mr. Speaker, let me thank you for your protection. Mr. Speaker, if my thoughts would be kind to me, what I was prosecuting here is on the importance of the National Assembly accepting the role of the Senate. It is imperative, Mr. Speaker, that the definition of Parliament is really entrenched in every member of this country. Because outside there, when people talk about Parliament, they are referring to the National Assembly. But Parliament is made up of the two houses. The issue of national debt is a matter that affects counties. It doesn't matter how you look at it. The issue of exceptional circumstances, in the event like there's COVID, it's a matter that affects every member of this country. So I support this motion because for once, Mr. Speaker, as a senator, I will stand here and I can authoritatively say Kenya owes this country X amount of money. You know, Article 211 of the Constitution is very clear. And I want to thank the Mediation Committee, and particularly the Finance Committee, Governor, Senator, Party Leader, Pilot Robber has done a tremendous job. And we have to give credit where it is due. We have managed to be able to break grounds where we have seen hurdles in the past. And I think it is imperative, Mr. Speaker, that all members appreciate the role of the Senate. This is a first step for us to appreciate that senators here represent 6 or 7 or 8 constituencies and 13 when it comes to the issue of Nairobi. So Senator Sifuna here has got to understand how much debt this country has. So that amendment is very, very important. The other amendment which is important is the issue of exceptional circumstances. We don't need to burden Parliament, and it is good that we can give leeway to the Cabinet Secretary to make certain, decisions when we have a pandemic in this country. So, Mr. Speaker, I support.
Senator Mutinda, you need to show by way of raising your hand because my dashboard is blank.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, and I rise to support because I was privileged to be the co-chair in this mediation committee. It was my first time, and I'm happy because we were able to deliberate and agree on these amendments that we focused on. I was so glad. But I want to state that 2 issues that actually made us go to mediation was the issue of the exceptional circumstances as that it had been put. Mr. Speaker, you know very well that you cannot foresee, a negativity that comes in future. And so it would have been difficult for the National Treasury Cabinet Secretary to be able to table to Parliament the increment of the debts because he would not have known when. Also, you note that, like the case example of COVID, at that time we were asked to stay indoors, and maybe Parliament would not have been existing, and the Minister National Treasury needs to be able to surpass the debt. So it would have been difficult within that particular time to be able to table to this House seeking approval. A Senate, that is what we had voted for as a House. But it would have been difficult looking at the factors that would have caused. Another issue that would have also been a bit tricky is the market matrix in terms of the Kenya shilling. It would have been difficult for the Cabinet Secretary to present to the Kenyans in terms of the issue of the dollar and the issue of the Kenya shilling. Then it would have given worry to the market, and then it would have been difficult because it would have been an exposure. And that's how we were able to agree with National Assembly. The other issue, of course, is Article 211 stipulates very clearly that the issue of us as a parliament, it's a bicameral parliament. Mr. Speaker, if I would be heard in silence, it's...
Order, honorable senators.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And as I was saying, Article 211 stipulates very clearly that we are a parliament and a bicameral parliament. So matters debt are matters that still need to be tabled. The proposal was by 30th April of every month, but it was a bit tricky to be able to give timelines, especially if there's an exceptional circumstance that occurs maybe in the month of May, in the month of June, then it becomes tricky for it to be tabled the next year, 30th April. So we say that at the end of the day, because it is the obligation of each House to be able to ask for the reports to be tabled in Parliament, then that would happen. We did not want to give the timelines of it. So I rise to support, and I'm happy to table a report that we were able to agree with National Assembly and us as a House. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Muma.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to this very important issue. Mr. Speaker, I want to begin by congratulating the Finance Committee under the leadership of Senator Roba and the members and the Mediation Committee. Mr. Speaker, this is so important because the biggest hindrance to devolution has been the unnecessary rivalry that has seen very good laws not get passed because of brinkmanship. Mr. Speaker, I wish Senator Cheptumo would stop interfering. Mr. Speaker, the majority leader has raised something important, that we need to be vigilant as committees, we need to be vigilant as a House. He didn't mention any committee, but I would want to bring it to our attention that any law that passes through Senate and is struck down in the courts for being unconstitutional is an indictment to the Senate. So everything that comes to the Senate, all the laws, whether in which committee, we need to be careful enough to ensure that nothing can be struck down because it's unconstitutional. And when it happens out there, because we are not the only oversight people, we have civil society out there, that they can actually go to court, move any law that is unconstitutional. And if that law passed through our hands, we stand indicted. So I am glad that at least the mediation committee has managed to get the other side to see the sense. And I'm so glad the spirit of constitution is now moving. We are at that level where we need to bridge the gaps, intergovernmental gaps, to bring more cooperation and cohesion. We are at that stage where the two houses need to focus on the constitution and work together to deliver laws that are about the people of Kenya and not about either of the houses. Mr. Speaker, I support.
There being no other senator wishing to speak on this motion, I will call the mover to reply.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I thank members for taking their time to reply to this issue and to respond to the motion and the very positive feedback that has been raised. Mr. Speaker, I believe that if we keep and maintain this spirit, then we shall continue to safeguard devolution. If we ensure that our members in our committees are extremely diligent, especially when we accord our committees the time and the chance and the opportunity to look into matters as the Budget and Finance Committee did. So congratulations, all members of Budget and Finance. Congratulations also to members of the Mediation Committee on a job well done. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Now, honorable senators, my determination on this matter is a matter that affects counties, and therefore voting shall be by delegation. At this juncture, I will ask the Sergeant at Arms to ring the division bell for 5 minutes. Now, honorable senators, kindly take your seats. Senator Veronica, Senator Kajwang, let's take our seats, please. Now, honorable senators, before I direct you on how we are going to vote, Sergeant at Arms, kindly close the doors and draw the bar. Now, honorable senators, we're going to vote electronically. So kindly just pull out your cards from the delegate unit. Just remove your card. And Sergeant at Arms, kindly proceed to pick the cards that are remaining in the delegate unit. Sergeant at Arms, if you're ready, you signal us so that we move to the next stage. Senator Kalwale, kindly proceed to your seat, please. Thank you. Sergeant at Arms, are we ready? So, honorable senators, you can now log back. So, I know there is a problem. We will proceed to vote electronically. For those who have a challenge, then we'll call your names and you'll come and cast your vote at the dispatch. So, honorable senators, I'm now proceeding to put the question that the Senate adopts the report of the Mediation Committee on the Public Finance Management Amendment Bill, National Bills number 16 of 2023, laid on the table of the Senate on Thursday, 12 October 2023, and pursuant to Article 1132 of the Constitution and the Standing Order 167.3, approve the agreed version of the Public Finance Management Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 16 of 2023. Honorable Senators, you may now proceed to vote. Refuse to pick, and therefore we shall resort to manual voting. In this case, I will call for us to nominate the tellers, one for nays and one for yeas. Senator Tabitha for the yes, and Senator Beth Siengo for the nays. In this case, voting shall be by roll call. The clerk will call the name. So once the tellers are fully inducted, they can take their position so that we may proceed. Clerk, proceed.
Senator Abbas Sheikh Mohammed, Wajir County.
Is your microphone working?
Yeah, it's working.
Well, speaking. Honorable Speaker, I vote yes for the amendments in the final bill.
Senator Adam Dulo Fatuma, Isiolo County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Boy Isa Juma, Kwale County. Senator Cherokee Samson, Nandi County.
Mr. Speaker, on behalf of Nandi, I vote yes.
Senator Cheriot Aaron Kipkirui, Kericho County.
I vote yes.
Senator Chesang Alan Kiprotich, Trans Nzoia County. Senator Chute Mohammed Said.
Senator Chesang is present. Proceed to vote.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Chute Mohammed Said, Marsabit County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Ekomwa James Lomenen, Turkana County. Turkana. Lomenen.
Yes, I vote yes.
Senator Haji Abdul Muhammad, Garissa County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Kajwang Moses Otieno, Homa Bay County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Kamau Joseph Gizuku, Lamu County. Senator Kaduri Murungi, Meru County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Keroche Tabitha Karanja, Nakuru County. Senator Halele Boni, Kakamega County.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I vote yes.
Senator Kipkiro William Cheptumo, Baringo County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Kisang William Kipkemoi, Elgeyo Marakwet County.
Speaker, Elgeyo Marakwet County votes yes.
Senator Lelegwe Steve Tumbesi, Samburu County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Maanzo Daniel Kitonga, Makueni County. Senator Mazayo Stewart Mwachiru, Kilifi County. Senator Mandago Jackson Kiplagat, Uasin Gishu County.
Honorable Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Mezu John Muhia, Nyandarua County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Mogeni Eric Okongo, Nyamira County.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I vote yes.
Senator Mundigi Alexander Muni, Embu County.
Mr. Speaker, Embu County vote yes.
Senator Mungatana Danson Buya, Tana River County.
Mr. Speaker, Tana River votes yes. Thank you.
Senator Murango James Kamau, Kirinyaga County.
Mr. Speaker, Kirinyaga inapiga ndio.
Senator Muzama Agnes Kavindu, Machakos County.
Mr. Speaker, Machakos votes yes.
Mr. Speaker, Machakos votes yes.
Senator Mwaruma Jones Mwashushe, Taita Taveta County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Mwenda Gatara Mofire, Tharaka-Nithi County.
Yes.
Senator Mwinyi Haji Mohamed Faki, Mombasa County.
That's solidarity with Palestine.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I vote yes.
Senator Nderitu John Kinyua, Laikipia County. They're not even requesting.
Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, sir, Laikipia votes yes.
Senator Ngugi Joseph Nyutu, Murang'a County.
Mr. Speaker, Murang'a votes yes.
Senator Ojenda Odhiambo Tom, Kisumu County.
Mr. Speaker, sir, Kisumu County votes yes.
Senator Uginga Oburu, Siaya County.
Mr. Speaker, Siaya votes yes.
Senator Okech Eddie Isheru, Migori County.
Mr. Speaker, Migori votes yes.
Senator Okoiti Andrew Omtata, Busia County.
I vote yes.
Senator Olekina Ledama, Narok County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Onyonka Richard Momoima, Kisii County. Senator Osotsi Godfrey Atieno, Vihiga County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Recha Julius Mugo, West Pokot County.
West Pokot votes yes.
Senator Roba Ali Ibrahim, Mandera County.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I vote yes.
Senator Seki Lenku Olekanar, Kajiado County.
Kajiado vote yes.
Senator Sifuna Edwin Watenya, Nairobi County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Dhangwa Paul Karungo, Kiambu County.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Senator Wafula David Wakoli, Bungoma County.
Mheshimiwa Speaker, Bungoma County yapiga ndio.
Senator Wakili Hilary Sigei, Bomet County.
Mr. Speaker, Bomet votes yes.
Senator Wamatinga Wahome, Nyeri County.
Nyeri County votes yes.
Senator Wambua Enokio, Kitui County. Honorable Senators, kindly take your seats so that I proceed to announce the results. Senator Fernandi, take your seat. Now, Honorable Senators, the results of the division are now in, and they are as follows. Ayes 40, noes 0, abstention 0. So the ayes have it. Sergeant at times, you may open the door and withdraw the bar. Next order, clerk.
Order number 16, Committee of the Whole, the Equalization Fund Administration Bill, Senate Bills number 14 of 2023. Order number 17, Committee of the Whole, the Digital Health Bill, National Assembly Bill number 57 of 2023. Order number 18, Committee of the Whole, the Social Health Insurance Bill, National Assembly Bill number 58 of 2023. Order number 19, Committee of the Whole, the County Government's Additional Allocations Bill, National Assembly Bills number 23 of 2023.
Honorable members, we may take our seats. Honorable members, let us not leave the chamber, and we are going to start with the Digital Health Bill. Honorable members, we are going to start with the Digital Health Bill. I ask members to remain in the chamber.
Clauses 3, 4, and 5.
Honorable members, clauses 3, 4, and 5, I propose the question that clauses 3, 4, and 5 be part of the bill. and I put the question that clauses 3, 4, and 5 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 6.
I propose the question that clause 6 be part of the bill. Senator Godfrey Osotsi, kindly proceed to move the amendment. Senator Osotsi. Give Senator Osotsi the microphone. Proceed, Senator.
Chair, I wish to propose that section clause 6 be amended as in the order paper. This is basically to allow for consultation in establishing the registries, consultation with the county government. Some of these registries are going to be established in counties, and therefore the involvement of county government is very critical, given that health is a devolved function. So the import of this amendment is to factor in the involvement of the county government. The part B of it is also doing the same, also allowing the cabinet secretary to consult the county government in this process. Mr. Speaker, this is very important, because if we don't do this, then we will have a situation where the national government is going to have direct control of our registries in counties, and that will claw back the gains of devolution. So I think this is just a minor amendment to factor in the involvement of county government in establishing registries in the counties. So Senator Edwin Sifuna will second.
There is no need even for secondment on that. And honorable members, I'll request that since we are not going to be debating, let's be very brief when we are moving the proposed amendments. So honorable members, I now propose the question that clause 6 be amended as proposed, and I put the question that clause 6 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 7.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 7 be part of the bill. Senator Osotsi, please proceed to move your proposed amendment.
Chair, I wish to propose, I beg to propose an amendment of clause 7, subclause 2, which refers to National Assembly, so that it refers to Parliament, and that now involves Senate as well.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 7 be amended as proposed, and I put the question that clause 7 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 8.
Clause 8, honorable members, I propose the question that clause 8 be part of the bill, and Senator Osotsi has an amendment. Proceeds to move your amendment, Senator Osotsi.
Chair, I beg to move an amendment that clause 8 be amended as in the order paper. And just to summarize, this is talking about the composition of the agency. In terms of the cabinet secretary, I think there is clarity to say cabinet secretary in charge of digital health, because you know we have more than one cabinet secretary. So that clarity is very important. Secondly, we need also to enhance representation of the counties. And my proposal is that we have a representation of the county executive committee instead of the data commissioner, because data commissioner is supposed to be the one oversighting this agency, so he cannot be the one sitting in the board again. The other aspect of this is also to remove the provision that the cabinet secretary, after the council of governors has nominated its 3 people, the cabinet secretary now will have a role in deciding whether they belong to the youth or women or that kind of category. When the council of governors have made a decision, they will know that they need to ensure that youth are represented, women are represented, persons with disabilities are represented. That decision should not be subjected to another level of approval. So that is the import of this amendment.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that clause 8 be amended as proposed, and I put the question that clause 8 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clause 9.
Clause 9, I propose the question that clause 9 be part of the bill, and I put the question that clause 9 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 10.
I propose the question that clause 10 be part of the bill, and Senator Osotsi, proceed to move your amendment.
Chair, I beg to move the amendment that clause 10 be amended as per the order paper. Chair, the import of this amendment is that clause 10 subclause 2 is proposing that after the board has set up committees, there will be other people who are not employees, who are not board members, that will be co-opted into the committees. I think this governance-wise, this is wrong, and I'm proposing to delete that clause.
I now propose the question that clause 10 be amended as proposed, and put the question that clause 10 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clauses 11 and 12.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 11 and 12 be part of the bill, and put the question that clause 11 and 12 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 13.
Clause 13, honorable members, I propose the question that clause 13 be part of the bill. There is a proposed amendment by Senator Osotsi. Proceed to move your amendment.
Chair, I wish to drop these amendments because initially my thinking was that if we have a corporation secretary who is defined in this bill, it contradicts other parts of this bill, which says the board will have the flexibility to determine the staffing. But after consultation, I think it's important to retain that clause 13.
Honorable members, therefore the proposed amendment by Senator Osotsi to clause 13 is hereby dropped, and I therefore propose
that clause 13 be part of the bill.
Honorable members, I therefore propose the question that clause 13 be part of the bill, and I put the question that clause 13 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 14.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 14 be part of the bill, and put the question that clause 14 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 15.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 15 be part of the bill. Honorable Osotsi, you've got an amendment. Proceed to move your proposed amendment to clause 15.
Chair, I beg to amend clause 16 as per the order paper. The import of this amendment, Chair, is that this clause talks about the components of the system, but it has omitted the very, very important component of the system, which is security and data management. So I'm proposing to include another additional component of a comprehensive and effective data governance and management structure, because we cannot have this kind of system without an integrated security infrastructure in it. And this will cater for things like cybercrime and others related issues.
Senator Sotsi, kindly confirm you have the amendment you have moved is in regards to clause 16, yet we were in clause 15. Just confirm that.
Chair, I confirm that. I do not have any amendment on clause 15.
You don't have any amendment to clause 15?
Yes.
Very well. Now, honorable members, I propose then the question that clause 15 be part of the bill, and I put the question that clause 15 be part of the bill, division at the end, and further that clause 16, I propose the question that the clause be amended as proposed, and I put the question that clause 16 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clauses 17, 18, 19, and 20.
Honorable members, clauses 17 to 20, I propose the question that clause 17, 18, 19, and 20 be part of the bill, and I put the question that clauses 17, 18, 19, and 20 be part of the bill, division at the end.
Clause 21. 21.
Clause 21, honorable members, I propose the question that clause 21 be part of the bill. Senator Osotsi, proceed to move your proposed amendments to clause 21.
Clause 20.
Clause 21.
Mr. Speaker, Chair, I beg 21 be amended as per the order paper, and in this case, Mr. Chair, is basically to introduce in an element of consultation with the Council of Governors, because as it is, it means the Cabinet Secretary shall only consult the Director General on the issue of health data governance. Remember, the data governance starts from the counties. So I think it will be important to consult the Council of Governors. That is for the first part. For the second part, I'm also amending to include that in performing the tasks under subclause 2, the Cabinet Secretary shall also consult the board of the agency and the Council of Governors. I think this is important, Chair.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that clause 21 be amended as proposed, and put the question that clause 21 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 22.
Clause 22, honorable members, I propose the question that clause 22 be part of the bill, and put the question that clause 22 be part of the bill, division at the end.
Clause 23.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 23 be part of the bill. Senator Osotsi also has got an amendment. Proceed to move your amendment.
Chair, I beg to move that clause 23 be amended as per the order paper. The import of this amendment, Chair, is that somewhere in this bill, it clearly says the custodian of data will be the agency. But in this case, in 23, it says the Cabinet Secretary shall ensure the health data is used for public good. I think that obligation should follow on the person who is a custodian of data, and in this case is the agency. So it is simply removing Cabinet Secretary to replace with the agency, because they handle day-to-day management of the data.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that clause 23 be amended as proposed and put the question that clause 23 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 24.
I propose the question that clause 24 be part of the bill and ask Senator Sotsi to proceed to move the amendment to clause 24 as proposed.
Chair, I beg to move that clause 24 paper. The import of this amendment is similar to the clause 21 because the duties listed here are a routine and it will not be administratively possible for the cabinet secretary to perform that. That should be the work of the agency, which is mandated to be the custodian of data.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that clause 24 be amended as proposed, and I put the question that clause 24 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 25.
Members, I propose the question that clause 25 be part of the bill, and put the question that clause 25 be part of the bill, division at the end.
Clause 26.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 26 be part of the bill. Senator Osotsi, proceed to move your amendment.
Chair, I wish to beg that clause 26 be amended as per the order paper. This is similar to the previous amendments, which require that the cabinet secretary, in performing some county-related tasks, consults the county governments. In this case, the cabinet secretary will be designating county health data banks. I mean, it will be illegal for him to do that without consulting the county governments. So I'm simply saying he will do so in consultation, in collaboration with the county governments.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that clause 26 be amended as proposed, and put the question that clause 26 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clause 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, and 33.
Honorable members, clauses 27 to 33, I propose the question that clause 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, and 33 be part of the bill, and put the question that clauses 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, and 33 be part of the bill, division at the end.
Clause 34.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 34 be part of the bill. Honorable Sotsi, proceed to move your amendment to clause 34.
Chair, I beg to move that clause 34 be amended as per the order paper. The import of this amendment, as per the previous ones, allow the involvement of Council of Governors in formulation of regulations. Because the section clause 34 as it is, it will give the cabinet secretary total powers to develop regulations without consultation. I think it's necessary for him to consult the Council of Governors, given that health is a devolved function.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that clause 34 be amended as proposed, and put the question that clause 34 be amended as proposed, division at the end.
Clauses 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clauses 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40 be part of the bill, and put the question that clauses 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40 be part of the bill, division at the end.
Clause 41.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 41 be part of the bill. Senator Sotsi, proceed to move your amendment to clause 41.
Chair, I beg to move that clause 41 be amended as per the order paper. Chair, clause 41 lists a number of entities which shall provide e-health services. And the last one is the foreign facilities, meaning foreign hospitals. But there is a problem there. It doesn't make specific requirement for those hospitals to comply with this act. So I am simply adding a new subsection there to allow these foreign facilities to be compliant to the provisions of this act, apart from being licensed by relevant regulators.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that clause 41 be amended as proposed, and I put the question that clause 41 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clauses 42, 43, 44, and 45.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 42, clause 43, clause 44, and clause 45 be part of the bill, and put the question that clause 42, clause 43, clause 44, and clause 45 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 46.
I propose the question that clause 46 be part of the bill. Senator Osotsi, proceed to move your proposed amendment to clause 46.
Chair, I wish to propose that clause 46 be amended as per the order paper. Again, the import of this amendment is that the bill as it is allocates the duty to safeguard the transfer of medical records to and from facilities outside the country on the cabinet secretary. As I said earlier, this is more of an administrative role which should be done by the agency for effectiveness. So we're simply removing cabinet secretary for the agency. That is on the first part. On the second part, Chair, is basically to do the same for the other functions under subclause 2, which look like administrative functions and routine functions, so that you remove that burden from the cabinet secretary to the agency, because they are more routine-based functions.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that clause 46 be amended as proposed, and I put the question that clause 46 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clauses 47, 48, 49, 50, and 51.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clauses 47, 48, 49, 50, and 51 be part of the bill, and I put the question that clauses 47, 48, 49, 50, and 51 be part of the bill. Division at the end.
Clause 52.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 52 be part of the bill. Senator Osotsi, proceeds to move your proposed amendments to clause 52.
Chair, I beg that the clause 52 be amended as per the order paper, and the import of this amendment, Chair, this particular clause 2 of 52 is talking about the annual reports that will be tabled in the National Assembly, and that includes the Auditor General's report, it includes financial statement of the agency, activities of programs of the agency, and any other information related to agency. Considering that the agency will be dealing with health data, I think it's important for Senate to participate in this. So I'm simply removing National Assembly to Parliament so that Senate can be involved.
Honorable members, now I propose the question that clause 52 be amended as proposed, and put the question that clause 52 be amended as proposed. Division at the end.
Clauses 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, and 62.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clauses 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, and 62 be part of the bill, and I put the question that clauses 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, and 62 be part of the bill, division at the end.
The schedule.
Honorable members, I propose the question that the schedule be part of the bill, and put the question that the schedule be part of the bill, division at the end.
Clause 2, the title, and clause 1.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 2, the title, and clause 1 be part of the bill, and I put the question that clauses 2, the title, and clause 1 be part of the bill, division at the end. Senator Osotsi, could you please approach the table? Senator Osotsi, what is your point of order?
Chair, after consulting the bench, I've realized there is a typo on the order paper. It left out clause 15, which I had an amendment on.
Very well. Proceed then, and I therefore, honorable members, propose the question that clause 15, which we are moving back to, be part of the bill, and ask Senator Osotsi to proceed to move the proposed amendment. Proceed, Senator Osotsi.
Chair, I beg to move that clause 15 be amended as per the order paper. The import of this amendment, just like the previous ones, is to ensure that the involvement of the Council of Governors in some of these processes, unlike the current clause which talks about the cabinet secretary alone.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that clause 15 be amended as proposed, and put the question that clause 15 be amended as proposed, division at the end. Honorable members, we are now moving to division on this particular bill. Once we are done with it, we will come back to the other bills. I asked the division bell be rung. Sergeant at Arms, ring the division bell for 5 minutes. Sergeant at Arms, could you do an additional 3 minutes? Let the division bell continue ringing for another 3 minutes.
Many members of this House, and indeed even in the Senate, and even our governors and MCAs will tell you that one of, other than education, the second is actually the primary burden to millions of our people in our constituencies is the cost of healthcare. And Honorable Speaker, if we are able to deal with effectively with the cost of healthcare, so that our people are able to access affordable and quality healthcare at the local level, Honorable Speaker, we will be saving millions of our people from a burden that many families have had to bear with. Many families have been rendered destitute because of healthcare bills and illnesses and sickness in their families. A member of your family falls sick and you simply cannot afford. And Honorable Speaker, even members of parliament, and I know many Kenyans assume members of parliament have all the money to cater for their own healthcare bills, those of their families and their constituents. Honorable Speaker, all these members of parliament here will tell you that every Monday or Friday when they're in their constituencies, the number of fundraisers they are being invited to on account of medical care are unmanageable for them. And members of public, Honorable Speaker, will not even understand that the role of providing health care is now devolved, belongs to the governors and the county governments, and they all walk to offices looking for help. And understandably, Honorable Speaker, Kenyans are desperate for affordable health care, and we cannot afford to finance their health care from our pockets. But by working together collectively as a nation, as leaders, we can be able to enact this kind of laws that will completely change how we manage our healthcare facilities, how we manage our primary health care, how we finance our health care through the social health insurance fund that we approved here the other week, Honorable Speaker, and completely change the architecture of how healthcare is dealt with in this country, and therefore effectively deal with the cost of living. And Honorable Speaker, when you speak about the cost of living, many people assume the cost of living is a matter to do with just food and provision of affordable food. But the cost of healthcare, Honorable Speaker, is a major element in the cost of living. Because if we save Kenyans from the high cost of medical care, Honorable Speaker, they will have higher disposable income available to them to cater for their other needs, be it education or food. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, I beg to move and request members to join us or join me and the drafters of this bill in the Ministry of Health, plus the other bills, to bring down the cost of living for millions of our people. Honorable Speaker, with that, I beg for your support, and I beg to move and request the chair of the Health Committee, the Honorable Pukose, to second, as I thank the Honorable Pukose and the Health Committee for the immense work they did to take these bills through public participation in the 7 days that were designated and be able to come up with the report that they tabled this afternoon, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Pukose.
Honorable Speaker, I want to thank the Majority Leader and second this bill, the Facility Improvement Finance Bill number 43 of 2023. Let me begin by thanking the members of the Health Committee that I chair for their dedication in preparing and tabling of the committee report on the bill. Honorable Speaker, the government of Kenya has identified healthcare delivery as one of the core pillars of its bottom-up economic transformation agenda. In the plan, a number of commitments have been identified towards the delivery of the universal health care. These interventions include ring-fencing of funds for health care from facility improvement funds to allocations from the National Treasury in collaborations with the county governments. Honorable Speaker, this bill is aligned to this plan and the Kenya Vision 2030, which under the social pillar envisions a nation that is healthy and prosperous. This is because the bill seeks to provide for public health facility improvement financing and the management and administration of facility improvement financing in the country. Honorable Speaker, the bill has 29 clauses which the committee considered clause by clause, together with the comments received from several stakeholders, namely the State Department for Medical Services in the Ministry of Health, the County Assemblies Forum, the Council of Governors, and a group of civil society organizations involved in matters of health governance and human rights, comprising of the Kenya Human Rights Commission, the Amnesty International Kenya, the People's Health Movement, the Kenya AIDS NGO Consortium Kango, the Institute of Public Finance, and the Scaling Up Nutrition Civil Society Alliance, the SAN CSA Kenya, who submitted a joint memorandum. Honorable Speaker, prior to its consideration of comments, the committee, through the clerk of the National Assembly, placed an advertisement in the print media on Wednesday, 4th October 2023. The committee also wrote to several institutions requesting for their memoranda on the bill, including the Ministry of Health, the Office of the Attorney General and Department of Justice, the National Treasury, the Commission on Revenue Allocation, the Office of the Control of Budget, the Kenya Law Reform Commission, the National Health Insurance Fund, Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Council, the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, the National Gender Equality Commission, the Commission on Administrative Justice, the Council of Governors, the County Assemblies Forum, the Kenya Medical Association, the Kenya Private Sector Alliance, the Consumers Federation of Kenya, the Rural Private Hospitals Association of Kenya, the Kenya AIDS NGOs Consortium, and the Kenya Association of Private Hospitals. Honorable Speaker, the bill is aligned to the Constitution of Kenya 2010 on county funds. The Constitution in Article 207(1) exempts money reasonably excluded by an Act of Parliament from being paid into the County Revenue Fund. In Article 207(4) of the Constitution, further recognizes that an Act of Parliament may provide for the establishment of other funds by counties and the management of those funds respectively. The bill therefore meets this criteria as it makes provision for public health facility improvement financing and details how the same will be retained, managed and administered to ensure proper utilization of the funds. Honorable Speaker, this bill is aligned to the Health Act number 21 of 2017, which is the primary law on health matters in the country. Section 86(1)(c) of the Health Act 2017 provides that the Ministry of Health shall ensure progressive financial access to universal health coverage through various measures, including developing policies and strategies that ensure the realization of universal health coverage. Honorable Speaker, the bill will therefore stimulate increased revenue collection by public health facilities, significantly contributing to the realization of the universal health coverage target of augmenting expenditure on healthcare infrastructure throughout the country. This bill is aligned to the Public Finance Management Act number 18 of 2012, which is the primary law on public finance matters in the country. Section 109(2)(b) of the Public Finance Management Act 2012 provides that all money is to be paid into the County Revenue Fund except money that may, in accordance with other legislation, the Act or county legislation, be retained by a county government entity which received it for the purposes of defraying its expenses. Honorable Speaker, the bill aims to ring-fence money generated by public health facilities, ensuring a predictable, regular and steady source of funding for public health facility operations in counties. This will guarantee that funds are utilized for the improvement of patient care at the respective public health facilities. In doing this, the bill facilitates the realization of Article 43(1)(a) of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, which not only guarantees the right to quality and affordable health care, but also recognizes the role of the government in removing barriers to access to quality and affordable health care. Honorable Speaker, The bill directly responds to the legal intervention proposed by the Departmental Committee on Health in the 12th Parliament in its exit report dated 8 June 2022. In the report, the committee recommended that the Departmental Committee on Health in the 13th Parliament establishes a facility improvement fund for county public health facilities to support health functions that is devolved. Honorable Speaker, public health facilities previously retained and managed the monies they generated. However, the enactment of the Public Finance Management Act number 18 of 2012 took away the financial autonomy of public health facilities to retain, bank, and spend revenues collected from user fees. Section 109 of the Public Finance Management Act number 18 of 2012 provides that all revenue collected by all county government entities is submitted to the County Revenue Fund, and then these entities will request funds from the County Revenue Fund. County health facilities now draw funds generated through cash, insurance schemes, and grants from the County Revenue Fund. This has occasioned numerous bureaucracies and limited funding for public health facilities, as they are usually allocated less monies compared to what they remitted, making them struggle to meet their operation and maintenance costs, which has always adversely affected their service delivery. Honorable Speaker, some counties including Kakamega, Isiolo, Mombasa, and Elgeyo Marakwet, noting the challenges they have faced, have established facilities improvement funds, allowing their public health facilities to manage their funds they generate through health service management committees. Counties that have not established such a fund continue to face several key challenges, including demotivated health workers, delays in service delivery due to procedural difficulties in the procurement of essential supplies, and poor accountability for money generated in public health facilities. Honorable Speaker, the bill gives county governments control over the revenue generated within their health facilities, allowing for enhanced, localized decision-making. Honorable Speaker, county governments will now be able to plan and implement long-term healthcare projects without solely relying on the allocations by the national government, as they will have steady revenue streams for their public health facilities. Honorable Speaker, the committee therefore recommends that the House adopts and passes the Facilities Improvement Finance Bill 2023, Senate Bill number 43 of 2023 without amendments. With those few remarks, Honorable Speaker, I second.
Hello, members. I therefore propose the question that the Facilities Improvement Financing Bill, Senate Bill number 43 of 2023, be now read a second time. The Honorable Soro, what's the point of order?
Honorable Speaker, I rise to propose that, considering the interest this matter or this bill has on a number of members and they want to contribute, I seek that we reduce the contribution time from 10 to 4 minutes each. They say 5 at least, so that each member gets some quality time to contribute.
Honorable members, Honorable Soro has also in seat and proposed that we reduce time for debating on this bill. That is the Facilities Improvement Financing Bill of 43/2023, from the normal time to 5 minutes per person or per member contributing. Will I put the question that contributions by members to the Facilities Improvement Financing Bill, Senate Bill number 43/2023, shall be limited to 5 minutes per member contributing? Will last minute of that opinion say aye? Will last minute of that opinion say nay? The ayes have it. And honorable members who have put their cards and are not in the House will not, in fact, I wish to ask the clerks, any member who has put their cards in the House, we drop them so that we have a chance to, because I don't want them coming back to, disturb us once this happens. So The first person on my list is Honorable Wilberforce Owondo Funyula.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity. Indeed, if there is anything, let me echo the sentiment of the majority leader. If there is anything that causes butterflies in our stomachs, are calls we receive from our constituents concerning medical bill. Any bill or any policy or any administrative action that tends towards addressing this challenge is always welcome, and I urge all our colleagues to support it. Honorable Speaker, Facilities Improvement Financing Bill, Bill number 43 of 2023, is an important bill. General Honorable Speaker, many times when you go to health facilities of whichever level in our constituencies, you are always told we are unable to provide services, we are unable to provide drugs, we are unable to provide even basics like gloves, reagents for testing, because you have no money. Because all the money they collect as user charges ends up in the county revenue account, and the county revenue account does not ring fence that particular funds, ends up using it for some other places. And therefore you find the most hospitals, be it health centers, clinics, or whatever we categorize them, are perpetually suffering because they are unable to access the money they have generated. So therefore, this amendment or this new act, Honorable Speaker, will go a long way in trying to solve this problem. And as I will mention going forward, we require a little more amendments to this act to speak to the reality on the ground and to ensure the question of pilferage, the question of loss of funds does not become endemic as has happened elsewhere. Honorable Speaker, when you look at this bill, has got various proposals. And unfortunately, Honorable Speaker, it limits. This bill shall only, this act, when it becomes an act, shall only apply to level 1 to level 5 public health facilities. So it means referral hospitals at the national level are excluded. And I would have also thought, Honorable Speaker, that yes, this bill applies to that, public facilities. Why can't we also find a mechanism of roping in some private facilities that are more or less like community run, like mission hospitals, like hospitals started by the community, so that we see how we can also have uniformity of services. Honorable Speaker, it proposes under clause 5.4, it proposes that to retain all receivables by the public health facility shall be considered as a supplement. And this is an important point, and I hope the chair, we need to put it very clear that there is no way that the county government will deny a health facility funds through the appropriation bill, counter appropriation bill, simply because whatever they expect to collect could be enough to run based on their budget. And that's why I like the clause 5, sub-clause 4, that actually enforces the county government to continue funding these hospitals. Honorable Speaker, because of time, the other question that we need to be very clear is the disbursement from insurance firms or other relevant entities. Will that funds go direct to the health facility, or again it will go through the long route of county revenue account? We need to be very clear so that if, for example, we are still working with NHIF, for example, if somebody went to Seaport Health Center, was treated and charged on NHIF, will that amount go to Seaport Health Center, or will it go first of all to Busia County and then be disbursed to Seaport Health Center? If that remains the case, then that money will never get there. Honorable Speaker, the other issue that we need to be alive to, and we need to, is the management, which we are talking about: county health management team, hospital management team, and then health facility management team. At the county health management facility team, county health management team is dominated by the technocrats, is dominated naturally by the doctors.
The Honorable John Mutunga.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to this bill. Honorable Speaker, the cost of health care is punitive, especially to those holding elective offices in this country. If there is any mechanism to relieve such costs to such people, I think it will be most welcome. That's why at this point in time, this bill comes in to really realize the universal health care. Honorable Speaker, if you look at a vehicle, for instance, if the engine is not working or the bearings within the engine are not working, then of course the entire vehicle will not work effectively and efficiently. So having the small units out there operational and responding to the needs of the people, it means the entire system won't be a reality, and that is why we say that universal health care is going to be a reality in this country. Honorable Speaker, this bill provides for prudential management of resources, especially the financial resources. It more or less creates these institutions as more semi-autonomous government agencies. And that will help them now to manage their needs and to plan in a way that they can be able to know what needs they should adopt a planning trajectory that basically enables them to predict what to put in the plan and basically fund that. It's an essential component of this particular bill which will help the health facilities to operate. Honorable Speaker, the greatest problem we have is not just non-performing facilities, it is also the stocking of these facilities of provision of pharmaceutical products. You realize that most of the times people get prescription from the hospitals or from the health centers and the dispensaries, and then they end up buying their medicine from the stores. This is again punitive, it is expensive for most of the Kenyans, and most of the Kenyans do not really have a means of, income to be able to be buying from the pharmaceutical companies or to be buying from the pharmacies, and therefore it will help in a great deal. Honorable Speaker, the cost of medical services is punitive to every Kenyan, not just those who are sick. Every village, every weekend, there is a harambe to meet the cost of medical care. And we have complication of the diseases with time. The universal health care component, as a part of the delivery process of the Kenya Kwanza government, has brought in a great achievement, first of all in identification of what kind of illnesses one has, and the initial response in terms of determining what kind of medical care one requires. Making these facilities operate means we are going to relieve the referral and bigger hospitals, the amount of work that they have to do, the populations that they have to handle on a specific day, the demands that they have for the machines, and even for the doctors or physicians, and that will make the entire system efficient. It will make the system work and make the entire hospital system function better. Honorable Speaker, as we look at the bill, there are several issues that we need to debate as a House and think through how we are going to focus on them. These units have been getting some support from various sources. This unit did not have probably the possibility to get support from other well-wishers or donors. I think we need to incorporate that as a source of revenue for this unit, because if somebody is willing to support a medical unit somewhere within the boundaries of Kenya, they should be allowed to do so. We should also allow them to fundraise in various ways to be able to get the medical services moving on well. Honorable Speaker, I want to conclude by exercising some caution on some issues. Caution on financial management is important. Caution on the supply of pharmaceuticals has been an issue in this particular country. As they manage this unit, we need them retrained and learned and then learned on how to do it. Also, caution on making sure that the facilities really are clean and efficient in terms of receiving the patients. Some of these facilities may be a source of infection, as it were, because they are dealing in dilapidated state. And finally, the issue of occupancy in terms of managing how many people you can have at any one given time. Honorable Speaker, I have been a victim one time. I had an accident in Tanzania, and I was put with some other people on the same bed who had worse illnesses than I had, and ended up getting an infection from a hospital facility. So it is going to be better for us to have these facilities run, in a more efficient manner. Also determining what services to be given at whatever point in time and whichever section it is, and the co-location arrangement of the entire.
Thank you. Deputy Minority Leader, Member for Gatiani.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this chance. Mr. Speaker, a healthy nation is a wealthy nation, and Kenya has been grappling with the issue of universal health care, in fact, all the way since our independence 60 years ago. Mr. Speaker, you remember at the beginning, our founder fathers were talking about the eradication of poverty, ignorance, and disease. And so many years later, we still have rampant poverty, we still have ignorance, and diseases are still ravaging this country. And so, Mr. Speaker, when I look at this bill, I can see we are almost getting there. I was concerned at the beginning because I had thought that this bill is simply dealing with the issue of people paying monies into our health centers and then retaining the money. But when I read clearly, I realized that Clause 6 does actually recognize that the reimbursements may come also from insurance, which is where we are headed because of the Social Health Insurance Fund. Because in future, we are not supposed to be going to health centers carrying money. But, Mr. Speaker, it's also good to note that health is devolved, and since 2013, health is in the hands of the governors and the county governments. But not all governors and not all counties prioritize healthcare, Mr. Speaker, and that is why you see, even when the budgets of counties are passed and you scrutinize them, you'll be surprised the kind of money that is kept for health compared to other facilities. I mean, some counties will even put infrastructure way ahead of healthcare, which is unfortunate because the idea of devolution was to take services closer to the people. And the services that they really require are to be healthy so that they can be able to work and make an income for themselves. Mr. Speaker, as a result of this lack of serious dedication by some of our counties, you find that healthcare in some counties is in deplorable state. Some of my members have said you go to health centers, there's no medicine, there are no bandages, there are no gloves, there's no x-ray or any other equipment working. And further to that, Mr. Speaker, you notice the grounds in some of our health facilities are totally unkempt. In fact, some of them are breeding grounds for mosquitoes and other pests. Waste is poorly managed, and like in places where we have maternities, you require to have proper incinerators. And they don't, some of them have capacity to be able to dispose of these waste properly, which again becomes quite a health hazard. Mr. Speaker, I am aware of some health centers where electricity bills have piled to the level where Kenya Power and Lighting have to disconnect them. We also have others where water bills have also increased to such a level that they cannot be managed, so they're being disconnected. It's very unfortunate, and that's why I think this bill comes to solve the basic problems that we are facing in our health, by health providers. Mr. Speaker, it authorizes that the health facilities be able to collect money and retain it. That is under Clause 5. And then it proposes that there is authority to incur expenditure be vested in the management teams in those centers, and that is also in Clause 21. Basically, that will ensure that there is money in these centers to be able to run those basic affairs and those minor things that have been facing them and the problems that have been there. But, Mr. Speaker, as I finish, I wanted to say that we have to be very, very careful when we are dealing with issues of financial management, because here we are talking about authorizing a team in the health facility to be able to receive money, retain it, and spend it. Mr. Speaker, when it comes to issues to do with expenditure, there's all these issues, the laws on public procurement and asset disposal. Mr. Speaker, we have to be very careful that those people in those centers, those management teams, are properly guided so that we do not end up devolving corruption from our CECs to the management teams. With those few remarks, Mr. Speaker, I do support.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to support this. I must support it. This is a bill we did in 2005. Then when devolution came, we put it aside. I am happy it has come back today. only recognizing that there's devolution. I can tell you, health was more devolved before devolution than it is now. And this bill, Mr. Speaker, I support it because it does just that. It actually devolves health much further. The main objective of this bill, Mr. Speaker, is to actually ring fence the money for the health sector. Because at the county level, there are so many competing needs, so that even if money is put in the budget for health, at the time of payment, it actually does not go to health. It will go to other needs, roads, and so on. This does just that. It ring fences. If you look at clause 5, it actually states very clearly, there shall be retention of all monies raised and received on behalf of all public health facilities. There shall be opened a facility improvement financing account for each health facility, and that is crux of the matter. That account used to exist until the county revenue, the account for the revenue for the account came into place. And then if you look at clause 6, Mr. Speaker, it's on the sources of revenue and other receivables for public health facilities improvement fund. It'll include own resource revenues that include monies received as user fees, charges, and monies, and so on, including NHIF, particularly if we use capitation at health center and dispensary level. And then B, money appropriated by the county. What it means that even the money that comes from the county will actually go to this account. So really you are ring-fencing the money. And any additional, any conditional grants and any donation and gifts. Actually, it was with Danida that we actually fashioned this, because partners wanted to actually give money direct to the health facilities. So now that we are back to this, even donors can give money, partners can give money. The money from the counties will go into this account. And I support it because they have actually done it well. They have actually established a mechanism for the management. Because you see, there is the county health management team, the sub-county health management team that will now actually support level 4, level 3, and level 2. And you have the hospital management team. So there's the sub-county health management team, and then the hospital itself, particularly level 4 and 5, will have the management teams. The only thing that I've seen in those committees that we need to look at is a representation of the community. At that level, I've not seen the representation of the community, and it is necessary. If you go to health facility management team, that is particularly level 2 and level 3. That I find acceptable, very acceptable, because they have actually increased the community. Colleagues, if you think about this thing, it's actually amazing simple. Secondary schools have been managed this way for many, many years. Why do we think that health facilities cannot be managed in this way? Now, what is important is the support they get, and we have fear of actually losing this. But what we did, and what I think they must do now, is put accounting mechanisms for this, so that for level 4 and level 5 can actually have their own accountants. Secondary schools have bazaars. So when you are a level 4, you have a hospital administrator. You can have an accountant there, or an accounting officer. Then for level 2 and 3, at the sub-county level, why can't we put an accountant that serves the whole sub-county, even a county, to help these level 2s and level 3s to manage their accounts? Mr. Speaker, this is something that I think will work, because the facilities can manage to purchase the thing and bridge a gap. Like, for example, when KEMS has not brought money, they can use the little money they collect themselves to improve the facilities. The experience
Give PS 1 minute.
The experience we had when we used this, the facilities actually improved. They were cleaner. They bought cleaning materials with this money, and the communities were involved, at least at health center levels, so that the community took an active part in the management of the facilities. And now that we are back to this, the committees are going to be appointed and the communities will be involved. I think it's a good movement in supporting UHC program. With that, Mr. Speaker, I support.
Thank you. The Honorable Martin Wanyonyi. Is the Honorable Deco Dallo in the House? Is that you? This member for Greater Township, right after the Honorable Martin, right after him.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I also support this particular bill. Mr. Speaker, in Article 43 of the Constitution, subsection 1, we promise the people of Kenya that we will be able to provide them with the highest standard health care, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, when we were devolving functions in our Constitution, we devolved health care, Mr. Speaker. But we never supported with the requisite resources in ensure that the Kenyan people are able to access the quality health care that was envisioned by the draft of the Constitution. So, Mr. Speaker, I think this particular bill is a solution and is going to finally help the people of Kenya to be able to get health care that is quality, that is accessible, and that is diverse, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, for a very long time, we have seen governors, for you to be able to allocate resources for any facility, a dispensary or a health center, to get resources, an MCA or a member of parliament or a MedSoup must be known to the governor. If you are not known to the governor, Mr. Speaker, you will not get resources. Your health care or your dispensary will not be funded. But, Mr. Speaker, this particular bill is now going to ensure that it doesn't matter whether you know the governor, you know the deputy governor, or you know the CC finance, your health care, your health facility is going to get resources for infrastructure development. Mr. Speaker, for a very long time, we have not been able to put in place measures to be able to motivate our people to enhance revenue collection. But, Mr. Speaker, the fact that the resources and the revenue that's going to be collected at the health facility will remain within and be utilized locally is also a mechanism to ensure that health facilities are motivated to continue and enhance revenue collection. So, Mr. Speaker, I really support this particular bill, and also seek that we have had very good measures before. But the biggest problem in the Republic of Kenya, Mr. Speaker, remains corruption. We must also go out of our way to ensure that while we work to retain these monies at the health facilities, we must also work around to disrupt, to destroy, and ensure that we complete and remove corruption in management of this particular funding. So, Mr. Speaker, really for me, I support this bill and thank my chairman, Honorable Pokose, and leader of majority for midwifing this particular bill. And I'm hoping that as we pass it, we will also see that governors, now they will not take advantage of this facility improvement fund, now that is available, for governors to stop supporting health and reallocating money to other things. We must also put governors to task to ensure that they must also continue alongside this particular fund. They should also continue supporting facilities equitably. We've seen governors where, or rather counties where, a governor for 5 years is only supporting a particular hospital or 1 or 2 hospitals at the expense of other facilities. So we want to also ensure that while we pass this fund, governors must also continue allocating money across board and equitably among facilities in the respective counties. I support, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, also for giving me this opportunity. One, the bill as tabled, I see it to help decongest mainly the main referral hospitals and facilities and level 5 hospitals, because as we are now, the situation is that all the health facilities, that is the health center level 4, 3 and 2, are abandoned because of lack of these facilities on the ground. This bill will support the UHC program. Mr. Speaker, as one of the colleagues have said here, this arrangement worked in the past, and I'm a witness to it that it worked in the past but was abandoned after the devolution. Now as it is, those in the villages and down on the ground are all seeking facility or health facility from the main referral hospital or level 5 hospitals. It's as a result, because most of these infrastructures in these local hospitals or village hospitals or village centers, health centers, are not taken care of by the county governments. The county government is mainly concentrating on the referral hospital, and they have abandoned the health centers and the dispensaries on the ground. For a constituency of my constituency, I have launched a NHIF program of up to 1,000 families and households in the villages to the most vulnerable people. And once these funds are retained at the health facilities or health centers, they can all easily improve. The management of those facilities can easily improve and avail medicine at the ground, on the ground. Mr. Speaker, my tour of one of the health facilities, I must commend my county government of one of the facilities. They are piloting now to see whether this program will work. And they have allowed one of the health centers to collect money up to from the patients and also those who have NHIF's cards. And that money is retained there, and it is now working. And for that, I want to say I support this bill, and I believe this is the direction we should take. And this, if we reinforce or reinforce the management of these funds at the facility level, I believe strongly that as we provide quality health care to our people, this is the way to go. So for those few remarks, I support the bill. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm grappling a lot with the orange women high table. I don't know what they're going to do because they are all lined up one after the other. So I'll give two and you share, all of you together. The Honorable, this is the team of Honorable Catherine Omanyo, the Honorable Member for Migori, the member for member, Honorable Zamzam, that orange women, there's a women high table. I'll Honorable Owino, I've not heard from a lady on this particular bill. I've heard from 6 men already on this particular bill. No single lady so far. So I'll listen to order member for Endebess. I'll listen to, because on the order I have here, I'll listen to the Honorable Catherine Omanyo, then I'll listen to the Honorable Pareyo, then I'll turn it this side again.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This bill has made me smile today because somebody has thought twice. If you look at the health facilities in the villages, first of all, the infrastructure is in question. If a pregnant woman was to be referred to those better facilities from these village ones, they might even prematurely give birth or abort. So if these other branches or smaller health facilities will be well managed, then the services will have moved to the real Wanjiku in the villages, and we will actually be better people in our society, because the basic need, if we cannot have our health sector work, then it means we are having an unhealthy society that cannot produce. And also medicine that has been scarce in most hospitals at the county level, things like gloves, basic things that any nurse or doctor needs, syringes, will be available. That means also the services will be improved, and our people will not be worried anymore. And people will be encouraged to give, to pay, because if the services are available, then they will not be feeling the pain of paying. Today, you can even sell a plot and still not have a doctor in that health facility. But if there is money, that means our doctors will be attracted to work in the county levels, and they will not be looking to go abroad to give their services, but they will be happy to treat people at home. The pay will be there, will not be having strikes all the time. And the gap between the rich and the poor, because sometimes if you don't have money and you are sick, you will start praying and hoping that the disease just disappears because you don't have money. Today, if you went to any facility, money first, then you are paid. But with this kind of arrangement, they will treat you first, and then the other arrangements come forth. So I support the motion, and I think everybody else should support. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to support this bill. This is a bill that touches the people at the grassroots level. And this is a bill that we all need to support, because health is very important to our people. And we all agree that every weekend, every Saturday, you have more than 10 people in your house as an MP who need money because one of their relatives is unable to pay the bills at the hospital. And when this bill is in place, then it means that the health facilities will never miss all the necessary basic things that they need, like the needles, the bandages, and all the medicine that they need. And what makes me happy or support this bill is because the health facilities will be allowed to use the money that they collect to buy the necessary medicine that they need. For this reason, I support, because when this money goes to the county level, this money might not come back to the people, because the county also have their priorities, and could be buying medicine or something for the small health facilities was not a priority for them. They will put the money in their own planned priorities. And for that reason, I support this bill, and I'm asking all the members to support it, because it is a very important and a necessary bill that has come at the right time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I stand also to support this bill of finance facilities improvement finance bill 2023. Mr. Speaker, it is truly a good bill that is going to make a big difference in our communities and also in our healthcare system in our country. There have been a lot of embezzlement and a lot of corruption in most of the health facilities. And when you go to a health facility, you find out that most of these facilities are in bad shape. Not because they wanted to, but because of the way the funds were appropriated. And as such, no funds really was specifically ring-fenced to provide the improvement of facilities in most of the health centers or health facilities. And as such, this bill, Mr. Speaker, is going to bring a big difference because it will ensure that most of the facilities are managed, because it is also providing where that most of the health centers, most of the hospitals, most of the health facilities will have management committee, which its purpose is to manage the facility, its finances, and how the hospital management team will provide how these funds will be managed. And more so, Mr. Speaker, this bill, as it is, as I look at Part 4, management and administration of the improvement financing. The county executive committee member shall support the implementation of the facility improvement financing by facilitating effective collection and retention of the facility improvement funds. So this particular bill is going to make sure that whatever is collected will not be misappropriated or will not be embezzled, and it will go specifically to the facility itself. One of the biggest, what improves to healing to a patient is how the facility actually looks. If you go to a facility that looks like it's run down, a facility that has even your faith in the doctors and in faith in the medication that you'll be given there will also go down. You don't want to be taken to a place that it looks like a shack. You want to go to a facility that's well maintained, that is clean, well improved, and well managed. So this particular bill, Mr. Speaker, is good bill, and I support it, and I hope that all members will support this bill, and it will go into improving healthcare in our country. I support the bill.
Is the member for Gemba Central in the House? Honorable Daniel Carido. Okay. Member for Bureti.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I rise also to support the passing of this bill, the bill that seeks to devolve for true and for the last time the health sector within our country. First, there's been quite a big thing, and the discussion that has been going on in the villages is how health sector has been managed. And to this end, this bill seeks to cure one of the most fundamental things, the sources of funding to the health sector. And the question that we've always had is, why do hospitals generate revenue and yet it does not receive what it has generated out of the funds that they receive from the patients and all those who make gifts towards the hospital? This bill, by allowing the hospitals and health facilities to be able to retain all the funds that they receive as revenue and as costs that they have incurred in treating the people within those regions, that they may use that for management of those facilities, improvement of those facilities, and providing services within those communities, is something that is the greatest news to me and to the people of Bureti and the county of Kericho and the rest of this nation. Mr. Speaker, it's also good to note that this retaining of these resources does not bar or does not prohibit the county governments from further appropriating funds for the purposes of facilitating growth and improvement of these facilities. With this bill, we will be able to expect, therefore, together with the Kenya Kwanza program that we have in the UHC, which is to be launched in Kericho on the 20th, that we will be able, therefore, to have the comprehensive health mechanism and management from the local level, from the dispensaries to the health facility level 4. And to this end, all our hospitals will be equipped, all our hospitals will be better managed, including the participation of the communities and the diversity of the people that we have within those communities to be able to manage these facilities. This, with the appropriation, with this bill coming through, the diversity of our geography, that there are different regions in this country, handling different diseases, and sometimes even handling different scenarios in medical scheme. Those hospitals near the roads, which receive casualties, and those hospitals which are far removed from the roads, receiving probably preventive and also managing the curative sector of the health sector will be able actually to receive commensurate towards what the services they offer. I support this bill, Mr. Speaker, because finally health will be devolved, health will be better managed, health within our counties will actually be the thing that we had envisaged as the Kenya Kwanza government, and with the launch of the UHC program, therefore we will see the improvement of all these facilities from level 1 to level 4. With this, I support, Mr. Speaker.
To Mombasa, member for Mombasa.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika, na mimi nataka nichukue fursa hii niweze kuunga mswada ambao umeletwa leo na kiongozi wa wengi katika bunge hili. Mheshimiwa Spika, maradhi yamekuwa donda sugu katika jamii yetu na yamekuwa yakisambaa kwa haraka, Mheshimiwa Spika. Na ilikuwa watu wakienda katika hospitali kubwa wakiwa na maradhi yale ya kusambaa haraka, wanaweza kusambaza sehemu kubwa sana katika taifa, Mheshimiwa Spika. Leo mswada huu wa leo umeweza kuwawezesha wale CHP waweze kusaidia watu kutoka katika majumba yao, waweze wakapata msaada ama katika zile hospitali ndogo ndogo ambazo ziko karibu yao, Mheshimiwa Spika. Na ndio maana mimi nasema kuwa huduma ikizidi kwenda mashinani, basi inapatia serikali wepesi wa kuweza kumudu na kutenda kazi kwa ubora. Mheshimiwa Spika, ni dhahiri shairi kuwa hata watoto wetu ambao wamesomea udaktari waweze wakapata nafasi kule mashinani, ikiwa kama hizi hospitali ndogo ndogo zitawezesha kukusanya mapeni yao ya kuweza kuendeleza shughuli za hospitali, ili wasiweze kuanguka katika mitihani ya kukosa namna ya kuweza kuendeleza hospitali, Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwa hiyo wana haki na usawa wa kuweza kuandika madaktari wao ama wakaweza kuandika nurses wao kule chini, na wakaweza kupatia wananchi huduma kwa wepesi, Mheshimiwa Spika. Ile Mheshimiwa Spika, ningependa pia kusema CHV ama CHP wamejitolelea kwa muda mrefu sana, Mheshimiwa Spika. Naomba pia katika mswada huu waweze kukumbukwa ili waweze kupata hata kama ni kitu kidogo cha kuweza kuwapa nguvu ya kuweza kuhudumia wananchi kwa wepesi, Mheshimiwa Spika. Wamejitolelea kwa kuenda katika maradhi mazito. Wakati ule tulikuwa na corona, tuliona CHP ndio wanazunguka katika majumba, Mheshimiwa Spika, na ni haki kwao kuweza kupata hata kama ni kitu kidogo cha kuweza kuwasaidia kusukuma maisha, Mheshimiwa Spika. Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi nataka nimalizie nikisema naunga mswada huu wa leo. Naunga sana kwa mikono yangu yote na kusema ikiwa kuna miswada ambayo imeletwa bungeni, miswada ambayo ni mizuri sana, miswada ambayo inagusa jamii, basi ni mswada huu wa leo wa kuweza kupeleka huduma ya afya chini mashinani kwa wananchi, Mheshimiwa Spika. Na mwisho kabisa, kama mama county, naombea taifa la Palestine wapate amani, waweze kukaa kwa amani, na Mwenyezi Mungu awape wepesi kwa mtihani ambao wanafuatia. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika.
Asante sana. Turudi Nairobi, tuende Dagoretti Kusini.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I also rise to really support this bill. Mr. Speaker, knowing very well I have been in Senate, and for the first time, I think we have seen a few bills that come from Senate that are bills that are now dealing with issues of counting. Having said that, Mr. Speaker, also to appreciate the strides that we've made as a country, Mr. Speaker. And really, when you look at the 2001, the African Union, the Abuja Declaration, I think that is where we are headed as a country. And really, we must appreciate the strides we've made, knowing very well that it has been so difficult to ensure you have financing that will really go more devolved than what we have been giving counties. Mr. Speaker, when you also look at the Ouagadougou Declaration, I think that is where we are as Kenya. We have ensured now we have leadership in governance for health, health service deliveries, human resource of health, which we need to really work on, Mr. Speaker, health financing, which we are talking about today when you look at the bill, and health technologies. And Mr. Speaker, more importantly, just ensuring that for effective community ownership, that now we bring in the participation of health and creating an enabling policy for communities to engage, to participate, to build their capacities, and to ensure that the strategies they put in are able to deal with the health challenges that we are facing. When you look at this bill, Mr. Speaker, Article 11 talks about that. But more importantly...
The Honorable Mbai will have to do something better. Sorry for the interruption. Just please do something about him.
Mr. Speaker, having looked at that, we are also saying that it is time that the Ministry of Health can also look at the quality assurance that we are seeing in the private hospitals, especially the ones at the community level. Mr. Speaker, in Dagoretti, we have a community hospital called Muteidania, and it is a hospital that needs to be rechecked by the ministry. The things that are happening there, the maternal deaths that I have seen this week, is unbelievable. And it is something we also need to question, even as we look at the financing of our public health centers. We have to ask ourselves, what happened to quality assurance to the private hospitals? Who checks nowadays since health was devolved, Mr. Speaker? Yes, we left formulation of policy, and I believe quality assurance to the national government, and there is time they go back also on the ground to check that, Mr. Speaker. We also need to ask ourselves the issue of medication, the issue of drugs. Mr. Speaker, when you look at it, you find yourself walking into a chemist, and when you're taking that drug, most Kenyans are becoming very resistant to antibiotics. You cannot heal very fast. Even as ourselves, we are wondering, are we taking the right drugs? Do we have quality assurance to ensure that this will happen? So, Mr. Speaker, as I appreciate the Senate for the work they've done, and appreciate that by the end, on the 20th, we shall see now the President launch the issue of community health workers, and being very proud of Nairobi that our community health workers, at least they are able to get incentives every month on the work they are doing, that we shall now see a vibrant health sector coming up, and our NHIF also awakening itself to ensure that even when we go to hospital, people are able to be treated. Because one of the challenges Kenya is facing today, one of the tourism that we have going to India and all over, Mr. Speaker, is because of health, and not just health, that you enter into a hospital and you might find yourself being diagnosed wrongly, you might find yourself being given the wrong drug, just the way Omunyala was given, and he were to be banned because of having a drug that had also some chemicals that when he went for his athletics, he was told, you have decided to give yourself a drug. When he realized it was just a drug he was given for medication. So, Mr. Speaker, as I finalize, this is something we have to look at, to appreciate, and I'm hoping the other...
The clerks at the table, you're not warning members of their timelines. Give her 30 seconds. You're not warning them when their time is almost up.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, just to finalize is to say that I'm hoping the 3 bills that are coming in are bills that are going to enhance universal health care. With those few remarks, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you and really thank the Senate.
Thank you. Member for Lamu East.
Asante Bwana Spika. Kuna haja kubwa ya huu mswada. Mswada huu utatusaidia sana. Utatoa changamoto nyingi zilioko upande wa afya. Changamoto zilioko ni nyingi, kama mfano utatusaidia sana ile michango, na pia utatusaidia sana kupunguza watu kwenda nchi jirani, Tanzania, tukisema Moshi na pia India. Sana tunafanya michango watu wakienda nchi hizo, na sio kwamba wana matibabu sana kutushinda sisi. Sisi tuna madaktari wazuri, tuna hospitali mzuri, shida tu ni gharama ya matibabu huwa yako juu. Mswada huu Bwana Spika utatusaidia kuondoa zile hamasa au hisia wakati mtu anataka kuzika mtu wake mwili na hawezi kuzika kwa sababu umeshikwa hospitali. Hospitali nyingi zinashika mwili, ziwe zetu hizi za serikali au ziwe za binafsi. Kuna sheria ya kusema kwamba mwili usishikwe hospitali, lakini mpaka sasa miili inashikwa na inakuwa special kwa sisi Waislamu. Tunataka kuzika haraka haraka, lakini mtu anashikiliwa, hawezi kutolewa kwa sababu zile gharama au zile bills zilizoko hospitali. Bwana Spika, mswada huu utatusaidia kuhakikisha wale wanyonge nao wamepata huduma. Kwa mfano, watu wa Basuba kwa sababu ni kidogo, huwa saa nyingine hawapati zile huduma. Wakiangaliwa kura zao ni kidogo, magavana wanaangalia kura nyingi ni wapi wapeleke ni, lakini kwa sababu ya mswada huu haitoangalia kwamba wewe una kura ngapi, utapata hizo huduma. Bwana Spika, paka sasa ni mambo ya kusikitisha. Sehemu nyingine baada ya huu ugatuzi paka sasa wodi nzima haina hospitali. Matatizo yakitokea, sisi kule kwetu Basuba ward tunachukuliwa na KDF kupelekwa level 5 hapo King Fahad. Sasa mswada huu utaondoa matatizo hayo. Mswada huu pia nataka pia, nimeona imezungumzia mambo ya wale wanyonge, wale maskini, indigent. Wale nataka pia katika mswada ukipita na tuhakikishiwe kwamba kila eneo bunge wale wa maskini wamechaguliwa kwa kila eneo bunge. Tujue majina ni kina nani na wanasaidiwa kina nani, wengine wasije wakasahauliwa katika mswada huu. Maana mswada huu ni mzuri, utupate kutusaidia. Bwana Spika, mswada huu utasaidia pesa zifike kule mashinani, kule watu ambao hawatambuliki, kule watu ambao wametengwa, kule watu ambao kuna changamoto za usafiri, kama eneo ninaloliwakilisha mimi kule Lamu Mashariki. Nimefurahi sana na mswada huu, na ningepongeza Seneti na pia majority leader nimpongeze, na umuhimu upite, na hata kama tunaupitisha leo haraka haraka upite, watu wapate kusaidika. Asante Bwana Spika.
For Masabit, please give her 5 minutes. Not this member, you alerted her when she was still having 2 minutes, so she had to wind up earlier.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for allowing me to give my contribution towards this very important bill, Bill on Facilities Improvement, Finance Bill 2023, Senate Bill number 43 of 2023. I also want to take this opportunity to congratulate Senate for coming up with such a very important bill that touches on the life of every Kenyan. Mr. Speaker, we know very well that where we come from, our people have always been having challenges to take care of themselves and their health, and many have been forced even to travel out of the country. But even within our country, and especially in some counties like mine, people have suffered and have faced a lot of challenges, whereby you travel for over 300 kilometers to find a health facility. And the worst part of it is, even after doing that, you come to a health facility or a health center and you realize that they cannot help you much because there is no personnel, enough personnel or qualified. Then the other thing is they don't have even the medicine. And the best they can tell you is just to tell you, okay, go and buy Panadol or this other medicine from any chemist. And we know very well that members of parliament have incurred a lot of expense also, whereby those who are living with terminal illnesses have been calling us after selling all their property, after the entire family have lost all that they own due to health expenses. Mr. Speaker, again, I want to take this opportunity to thank the missionaries and faith-based organizations who have in the past helped the people of this country by building and managing health facilities. And if it were not for that, I'm sure many of us wouldn't maybe even be here. And it is through that support that Kenyans have accessed medical care in the villages. And today, as I stand, I want to just thank God and our government, because our president is so focused on taking care of health of our people and making sure that it shall not be the same again for every Kenyan to face, the facing of challenges, the bills that people have incurred, and traveling for a long distance just to find a health center where you can be treated. I support this bill because it will stimulate increased revenue collection. At that village level, they'll be able to collect their own revenue and to manage it. And again, we will all be given equal opportunity. For the first time, we are talking of all Kenyans and every part of this country. And if there is any bill that needs our support, it is this bill, because equality and balancing every part of this country will be put into consideration. Again, I support this bill because it provides financial management and the autonomy that every health facility needs. Accountability will be put in place, and making sure that it is effective and efficient will also be put in place. The quality is what really encourages me, quality of health centers. And Mr. Speaker, we need to all support this and encourage also our young people to go for the trainings, so that when that time comes, we will be able to employ the local people, because it will be hard for any person to be treated if you don't understand the local language. So I encourage our young people who have finished their schools, instead of just sitting at home, please make sure that you go for training, you'll be equipped, so that these facilities will have the right people to serve our communities. And with those few remarks, I support. Thank you.
Holders are notified to report and surrender unclaimed financial assets to the Unclaimed Financial Assets Authority, UFAA, on or before November 1st, 2023. It is now easier to report and surrender. Visit www.ufaa.go.ke and get started. Beat the November 1st deadline. It is your turn to surrender and report qualifying unclaimed financial assets. Pass the baton. Unclaimed Financial Assets Authority.